what would you estimate your NFT collection is worth right now?
I think it's between 4 to 5 million dollars.
All right, guys, so welcome. And today we have a special guest, Mike. And before I let him introduce himself, I just want to give you some context on why I'm having him on. So, me and Mike connected on Twitter a couple months back, and he's recently had a lot of success in the NFT space. And over the summer, he posted a tweet that got a lot of attention. And basically, I'll put that on the screen right now. And the tweet just basically said how Mike turned, I think it was like $2,000 or something like that, into like 1.2 or 1.5 million dollars. And yeah, so I love stories like that. I love to hear it. And hopefully today Mike can like tell us more about his journey, give new people some like tips and stuff like that. So Mike, if you want to just introduce yourself, just tell people like who you are, when you got into the space, why you got into the space. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll be happy to. My name is Mike Hager. I'm 46 years old. I'm from Germany. I'm here in beautiful Munich in Bavaria, where the Oktoberfest is. Perhaps some of you know that, where we have the big beers. And I've been in radio for 23 years, have been a radio comedian, have had a comedy show there, have also presented on radio, and my life is all about investing, because like 20 years ago, I was 35,000 euro in debt, and I worked my way out of that into financial freedom, and I learned a lot about investing, real estate, stock market, bought Bitcoin. That's a funny story I can tell later on in 2013. And that's why I'm in crypto for a long time. I've been in crypto for a long time. And as soon as I heard something about new crypto stuff, NFT, and I got a little bit into it, I was like, oh my God, this is 2013 all over again. I do not know anyone who knows anything about NFTs, just like 2013 with crypto. Everybody I ask, everybody says, yeah, that's like a Ponzi. That's some crazy stuff. You shouldn't do that. And that's for me always, oh yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And so I got up on a Sunday. It was February the 28th, and I watched a video. And in this video, a YouTube video, I immediately heard something about, there's these Cryptopunks, NFTs, because I heard of NFTs like 3 weeks before. And I was looking to how can I invest into NFTs? How can I do that? And I didn't find anything. And on this Sunday, I heard Cryptopunks could be the possibility to invest. I went on Larva Labs, I installed a MetaMask, I got 60 ETH around, I think, that I bought at around 200 euros over to my MetaMask. And I bought first one CryptoPunk and then a second one.
Right. And what was the date? Just so we're clear, when did you buy the CryptoPunks?
February 28th.
Okay. Yeah.
2021.
Cool. So, that's funny. I got mine like 2 weeks before that on the 14th. So
cool.
February again. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Awesome, man. So it's good to hear, you know, people of all ages getting into it, because most of the times it's young people getting in, but I'm glad to see that you're just like ahead of it.
I am young.
Yeah. But yeah, you're crushing it, man. So yeah, we'll talk about the CryptoPunks later. Let's start off with your tweet, right? The journey, which I believe was mainly through the Bored Ape Yacht Club, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to go ahead and like walk us step by step on like from the minting to everything. So how did you turn that $2,000 or whatever into, you know, the 7 figures that you did?
Yeah, which I have to say are still paper gains, because I am holding those guys
of course.
for the next 10 years at least. But let me tell you about that. So February 28th, I went into that rabbit hole, and since then I never came out again. I started with CryptoPunks. I went on with everything I found, from chromie squiggles, art blocks, minted a lot of art blocks, generative art, artists, bought a lot of stuff on Nifty Gateway at that time, where I do not buy anymore today, but where I have some cool Fivocious and Pack and all that stuff. And it was the time where I put my ETH into these two CryptoPunks. And after that, I started to get into the rabbit hole. And I was thinking, no, this is like Bitcoin 2013 again. It even feels like Bitcoin 2011, like it must have felt. And at that time, 2013, I bought 30 Bitcoins at the price of 30 euros, so a little bit more than $30 each. And I had these. And they went up to nearly 1,000 and they went back down. And then they were like 180 and I sold them all. I was like, no, that's nothing for me. Like this roller coaster, oh my God. And then it took me several years to get back in. I went back in at around 3,000 euros and I never forgot the mistake I made. And when I realized that everything about NFTs and CryptoPunks and art blocks and all that felt like 2013 again, I said, okay, this time I'm gonna do it right. I'm going all in. Not I mean like all in. The money I put in is money I can afford to lose, which I would recommend to everyone. And it was the time where I started following Pranksy, G Money, Beanie, Punk 4156. All the guys that have been in the scene already, in the space already, Kevin Rose, listened to his podcast later on. And it was one morning where I could not sleep anymore. And I went to the computer to check Twitter, as always, and Discord. And I saw Pranksy writing something about, just minting Bored Ape Yacht Club. And I was like, okay, I don't have a lot of ETH anymore because I spent all my ETH on NFTs, and I bought 2 Bored Apes, and I was like, oh wow, these look really amazing. Okay, so went online, wired money to Kraken, from Kraken to the MetaMask, got I think 5 more, and I was like, oh my God, they look really great. More money, okay, and in the end I said, okay, 10 is a round number. These 10 Bored Apes cost me per Bored Ape 0.08 ETH, so 0.8 ETH for the 10 of them. And I am a hodler. I've been in real estate for nearly 20 years now. Only sold 1 apartment ever. I hold a lot of my stocks. I hold a lot of my crypto for years already. And I wanted to buy stuff that I could hold that I liked. And I was like, okay. And people are flipping that. And it was so funny. The day I minted them, I did a I have a YouTube channel like you in German. And I said, people are always asking me, what NFT would you recommend? I said, well, this morning I minted some they called Bored Apes, and we went on OpenSea and I said, well, they are at 0.45 now ETH, and I said, well, this could be an interesting investment because I think they really look cool, and I think there could be a community, and people bought that. I have people following my wallet that are millions up already right now. And just by holding these 10 apes, I got my 10 kennels, my doggies. I got 10 serums, 9 M1 and 1 M2. And if I added that all up, when the Bored Ape craze was blazing, they were at 2.5 million euros. Wow. I mean, that's even more
in euros or dollars?
In euros. That's even more in dollars.
Euros. Wow.
I just calculated today. Today they are in euros at around 1.6 to 1.7 million, which would be around $2 million right now.
Okay. And so let's kind of rewind and digest that. So you minted 10 Bored Apes, and you said it was 0.01 ETH per ape?
0.08 per ape.
0.08,
so
okay.
10 were 0.8.
And do you remember what your cost was for the 10 apes?
$2,000.
Like Ethereum's price at the time?
Yeah, I think it was around $2,000.
Okay, $2,000. Yeah. Wow. Like that's insane, man. That's insane. And I love the fact that you brought up that you learned your lesson, because I think at this point what nobody wants to acknowledge, especially like if you're new as an investor in crypto world, like the big gains are in the long term. Like people that have, like what I like to say is the whales in this space right now were around 6 to 10 years ago, right? The whales are not people that came in yesterday and just like made a bunch of money. So I think NFTs, I agree with you, like 100%. NFTs is going to be the same game. Obviously not all of them, right? Because there's just so many, but 1% of the collections are going to be, in 10 years, crazy amount, like more than we can fathom, right? And I think we saw that recently with the Cryptopunks and Bored Apes, how crazy they went. And I think that's just a preview.
Yeah, me too.
So, wow, man, it's crazy. I remember when I read your tweet, and $1.5 million is a lot of money, but the fact that it was $2,000 at one point is just insane. It's just insane.
And I have to say, I mean, I wrote a book about investing. Investing is always about being long term. As soon as you're short term, you will fail. It's basically guaranteed.
Agreed.
And as long as you are long term, and I mean like really 5 to 10 years, you will succeed. That's also nearly guaranteed. And I had some more of these lucky punches. I mean, I did a lot of research on NFT. I mean, I bought 3 Chromie squiggles for 1 ETH altogether. 1 Chromie squiggle floor is 10 ETH today.
Yeah.
So it's 1 to 30 ETH also.
That's
I
awesome,
have
man.
some more stuff like that. Also my Cryptopunks. I bought all my Cryptopunks at around 20 ETH per punk, around. They are 80 floor today.
Yeah. And you have 3 Cryptopunks, right? Was it 3 or 4? 3?
3.
Awesome. And before we get into CryptoPunks, so you already said like you don't plan on selling anytime soon, as far as like your Bored Apes, right? So what is your timeline for your NFTs? Like when do you plan to sell, let's say, your Bored Apes or your punks, or do you just not care for now and like let's see what happens in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, it's for me, it's like taking a sleeping pill and waking up in 10 years and then let's see. But I have a basic investment theory beneath or above that. And my basic investment theory is in 10 to 15 years, everything will be an NFT. And I think people will look which ones were the first. And you have CryptoPunks there, you have Curio cards there. Which ones have the most vital and the best and most interesting and exclusive at that time communities, like Bored Apes, art blocks. I think people will be in 10 to 15 years from now, everything is an NFT. For me, it will be a movement like having no internet and having the internet. It's I am really thinking that's gonna happen. So in 10 to 15 years, from your ticket to the football game, to having incentives for being a good customer, a returning customer, to every sort of ticket, by the way, everything will be an NFT.
Yeah.
And that's what
I agree
I'm
with you
investing
there.
in.
And I think a lot of collections that were minted prior to the craze, in the 2019s, 18s, 17s, in the next 5 to 10 years are going to be huge, even though everybody's focusing on the right now, what's hot right now. And like you said, I think the investment thesis of like long term. And personally, I think everything that was minted when nobody cared is going to be worth the most amount of money, right? Personally, and it's not even biased, right? I only own 2 Mooncats at the moment. I don't have like 50 or 100 like some whales do. But I think that story and the fact that they were so early on is just going to make them priceless in 5 to 10 years. And right now, nobody really cares. The floor doesn't really move much. I think they just announced that they're going to be at Sotheby's auction, which is really big, right? But the floor didn't move like crazy. So I think those, quote unquote blue chips are going to be the ones that were minted when nobody cared. And I think Bored Apes might be an exclusion just because the community is probably one of the strongest factors when it comes to NFT collections, and Bored Apes has a really strong community. I'm not gonna lie, at first, I was very skeptical of Bored Apes just because it seemed like, I don't know, forced, I guess. Everybody on Twitter, you could tell, like, was just minting and like, oh yeah, this is gonna flip punks. I'm like, okay, like, come on. And I don't think they'll ever flip punks, but as the community grew, I'm impressed with what like Bored Apes has done. So it's going to be exciting for real, and I can't agree more that the people that hold for the long term are going to make the most money.
Yeah, and I think there will be, I'm totally with you about the 17, 18, 19, 20 projects. I have a Mooncat too, but I think there will be some exceptions in 21, and I think one of them is Bored Apes. I think another one is WeFriends. because Gary is just doing an
Yeah.
amazing job educating the masses about NFT.
Hmm.
They could be really big. I mean, they are big already. And I think there are many art blocks projects that will be grail
Yeah.
pieces for a long time.
Yeah. No, agreed. Okay, here's a question for you. What's currently your most expensive single NFT that you own?
I think it. I think it's Twin Flames. I think I have a Justin
Oh, okay.
Aversano Twin Flames. I. He said when it was at 2 ETH, he said, "Mike, you should get one." And I was like, "I don't have any more ETH." And then it was at 6 ETH, and he said, "Mike, you can still get in." And I was like, "I don't have it."
Yeah.
And then we were at 14, and I said, "Okay, the train has left the station." And he hit me up on Twitter
Yeah.
because Justin is just the most amazing guy in the space. And he said, "Hey, Mike, I have one selling, collector selling for 12 ETH. Do you want that?" I got up at night. I wired the money that I didn't have right now liquid at that time. And I bought it at 12 ETH, and we're around floor 100, I think, now. And it's
That's
going to be
crazy.
even bigger.
That's crazy. That's funny you mentioned Justin because I'm trying to find the DM, but he actually messaged me, I think before the collection launched. When did the collection launch? His Twin Flames.
It was, I think, around May too. So
Okay.
also in May,
Yeah, yeah.
quite sure.
So he actually, I don't know if you guys can see, but he had DM'd me about it in May, and he was like, "Hey, Chris, can you nominate the Twin Flames collection at Sotheby's?" And I saw it at the time. I don't know like who he was. I was like, "Oh, I got another one of these," because I get a lot of those DMs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
to see like the, it's funny to see like the floor being 100 ETH right now, which is like I don't know how much, close to $500,000 maybe. I don't know. It's just funny.
273 dollars, 350, 320 perhaps.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's funny, and I think it's important not to like kick yourself for missing opportunities because there's always going to be opportunities.
Yeah,
I mean, you're living proof. Like you got into the space not too long ago, and I mean, look at what you've done, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I think that's important.
yeah. You're still
So
so early.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's what I tell people all the time. Like we're so early. Like this industry is like brand new, and OpenSea is now like a multi-billion-dollar company. At I don't know if they're even more than 2 years old. So
I mean, just Chris, wrap your head around that. Around 4 to 6 weeks ago, I read something which was from Degen Data, I think, who is the data god
yeah,
on Twitter,
gotta check that
and
out.
he said there's 130,000 wallets having at least one NFT.
Yeah,
So as I know my NFT space, I do have several wallets. Everybody I know has several wallets, at
oh,
least
yeah,
two. So 4 to 6 weeks ago, we were speaking about around 50 to 60,000 people on the planet owning an NFT.
yeah, yeah,
That's like non-existent.
yeah.
It's
No, yeah.
just
I think about that often. And actually, I put a tweet out like yesterday, I think, or the day before. I was just checking daily users of different apps. And OpenSea, I was like, man, this is probably the most popular app right now because of the NFT craze. Um, their daily user count was only 44,000 people. And compared to like something like Robinhood, which I know it's not the same, but Robinhood has 3 million daily active users. So it's stupid early. It's
I read
stupid
your
early.
tweet, and good that I can ask you. I was thinking, is it 44,000 people or 44,000 addresses, wallets,
Yeah.
or
I
could
don't know.
even be less people?
Yeah, no, I would bet that it is less people. I definitely think it is. I think all the numbers right now are skewed because, like you said, people have multiple wallets. It could very well easily be, 25 or 35% less. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, very very early, and yeah. So what I want to talk about is, do you think, and people have been saying this for a while, do you think there is going to be an NFT bear market anytime soon? Why or why not?
There will be an NFT bear market. That's super sure for me. For me, just being in crypto since 2013, I've seen several bear markets with market going down between 70 to 80, I think
Yeah.
even 90%. And again and again and again. And after that, it always went higher. I do
Yeah.
not know if the bear market is going to be anytime soon,
Yeah.
but I brace myself. Well, I don't really need to brace myself because I'm just holding through
Exactly.
any bear market. But I have a mentoring group concerning NFTs, and I teach people NFTs here in Germany.
Awesome.
And I always tell them, be prepared for that, and
Hmm.
just take money that you can have stay in there, so that you do not have to sell anything in the bear market, or feel the urge to sell anything in the bear market because you think it's never going to go up again. I think
Yeah.
NFTs
Yeah.
are here to stay, and that it's going to be even higher after the bear market. But I think sooner or later we will see multiple bear markets, like always in crypto.
Yeah. Yeah. I do agree. I agree. But it's just also it feels different just because like when there's a bear market in crypto, right? Like the one we saw in the last couple of years, there are I don't know 21 million bitcoins or whatever, even less right now because the max supply is not out. But there's only 10,000 CryptoPunks. Like the
Exactly.
demand is the supply is so little that I just having an extreme bear market, I just don't see it happening. Like just because, and I don't mean for like the whole market. Like that's gonna happen eventually, right? There's so many projects that are just whatever. But as far as like punks or bored apes, just because the supply is so little, I just don't see how there can be like a 80 or 50, 60% drawdown like all of a sudden. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's just my prediction. So
I
overall,
think
I think I agree.
Yeah, I think the big difference between crypto like Bitcoin and Ether and all that,
Hmm.
and NFTs like Cryptopunks and
Right.
Bored Apes and all that is nobody has an emotional attachment to a coin,
Yes.
to Bitcoin, to
Yes.
Ether.
Hmm.
Perhaps some do to Doge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have an emotional attachment. But people do have emotional attachments to their NFTs.
Yeah.
I personally cannot imagine ever not owning a punk anymore.
Yeah.
At
Me
least a
too.
single one.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
So we have 3,100 punk wallets right now. These are 3,100 punks that will never be sold. Some of them will be sold, and I think what people oftentimes when they say, "Yeah, but it's a picture. Why is a picture so expensive?"
Oh, yeah,
They don't get that people pay $100,000 to be in the most exclusive country club to play golf there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
people pay money to be in the exclusive CryptoPunk Club, Bored
Hmm.
Apes Club. Twin Flames is super exclusive. You have like I think some of them are lost, 93 members, and you have G Money in there. You have Gary V in there.
Hmm.
His brother
Hmm.
AJ. You have really big names around the world and in the NFT world, and you're part of that club. You're
Yeah.
collecting together with them, and that's what I think people underestimate.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And the people that just don't get the NFTs and this whole space just yet. And on Twitter, you see them every day. They're like, "Yeah, I just right click save this. Like I just saved myself $1 million, right?" The best response is that I've seen is somebody saying, "Okay, then sell it. Like if you right click save, sell it,
Yeah,
right?"
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no. And I'm glad you mentioned functionality as far as like it's a very exclusive club, especially like punks and apes right now, super exclusive. And I think the whole airdrops that we've seen, like the Meebits that got airdropped to punk owners, and the was it Serum something that got airdropped to
The serum to
Bored
Bored
Apes?
Apes, yeah. So you
Okay.
can when you have a Bored Ape, you
Hmm.
get dropped one serum per Bored Ape, and you can mint a mutant Bored Ape with that.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
get a second Bored Ape, which is a mutant.
Yeah, yeah, and that's awesome. And I think we're only just starting to see what's possible with actual exclusivity and the functionality of having certain NFTs. And I think a good gateway, which is something that I think we both are into, is what Decentral Games is doing in their metaverse casinos and their new ice poker that's coming out. I think that's
Super.
really really awesome, super
Yeah.
cool. And I think most people, even right now that are in the NFT space, haven't wrapped their minds around the functionality aspect of NFTs, right? And Decentral Games is one of the pioneers. I got interested, months and months back, and basically, I think even like they just opened a Bored Ape casino. I don't know if you saw that.
So
So they did
you
a
get
yeah.
cool
So
co-op when you go there. Proof of
yeah,
attendance protocols.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know if they have. You might know better than me, but is there any exclusive privileges that Bored Ape owners can get inside there, or not yet?
To be honest, I haven't been there yet because every time it was for us in Europe, it was super late and I had a
Okay,
lot
yeah,
to do.
yeah,
I just read it every time that you get a
hmm
cool POAP for that, for showing
yeah,
up. But I
yeah,
see that Decentral Games are doing a lot with Bored Apes, and I see that when you do have some certain early adopted NFTs, you just get adopt stuff and
yeah,
you get
yeah.
certain privileges. I
hmm
mean, I'm just doing with a friend of mine who's a blockchain developer. We're just doing an NFT portfolio because there is no good one around, and
hmm
we will make it free for every CryptoPunk. As
Yeah,
long as you have a CryptoPunk in your wallet, it's free to use.
yeah.
So that's happening all the time. People are giving free stuff to OG owners.
Yeah, it's an exclusive club and works really good for marketing. But also, just like for example, the people that right click saved a CryptoPunk, right? You can't go into the Decentraland metaverse and go into the special poker room that Decentral Games has set up for CryptoPunk owners, for example, right? Like you can't. So there's privileges that, and like I said, we haven't started seeing like the full potential, not even close. But there's going to be so much functionality, exclusivity, clubs inside the metaverse, just all kinds of cool things, and that's something that people haven't even started to price in yet.
No,
But
yeah, not at all.
yeah, I think Decentral Games is killing it.
Me
This is what
too.
I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will have this question: how do they stay in the loop with the whole NFT space, new collections, what to buy? I guess kind of how to inject themselves into the community, right?
Yeah. So it's basically first thing, it's something like a 24/7 job.
Oh
Because you
yeah,
have to stay on, you have to be on Twitter, on not crypto Twitter, but NFT Twitter all the time.
yeah,
First, you have to curate your timeline. You first have to find out who's just chilling stuff, who is like a good player, who can you trust, who can you not trust. So this is one big part. Being on crypto Twitter, on NFT Twitter, and really follow the right people. A good estimate is always to follow CryptoPunks for me, because that's people that got in early and that do
yeah.
have a lot of alpha most of the time, and then just see who you can follow. Then going to the Discords, Bored Ape Discord, Twin Flames Discord is invitation only, but there's a lot of different Discords where you can get a lot of alpha. The Punks Comic Discord, for example, the Pixel Vault Founders DAO, when you burned one of the comics, is super interesting, where you get a lot of good stuff. So it's just doing a lot of research, learning who to trust and who not to trust, and just seeing, okay, where's the next big community building in Discord, next big community on Twitter. And for me, it's like signals. I go on Twitter and I see, okay, cryptodes, okay, G-Money
Yeah.
got a cryptode, Xcopy got a cryptode. A lot of OGs getting cryptodes, Punk 4156 getting a cryptode.
Yeah.
And then for me, often it's just, okay, aping in, friends, because
Yeah.
you have to know something that I do not know yet, but I want to be on board. So I bought
Right.
the
Right.
cryptodes for 0.75 ETH. It's one. My cryptode is 2 ETH already. So that's Debussy is a good guy to follow too.
Yeah.
G Money always. Justin Aversano, really interesting guys, and just try to stay in the loop. DC Investor, for sure, always.
Yeah. Yeah.
Snowfro, just try to stay in the
Yeah.
loop.
There's plenty. Yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Try to get in contact and keep contact with the guys and be helpful. For example, Nathan Head is also a big player. He's an artist in our NFT Twitter. He's tweeting a lot, but he was also super supportive in the beginning, just like you. I had a question about DeFi. I hit you up. You said, "Okay, man, let me help you. Click here, click there, click there."
Of course. Yeah.
You were just super helpful, and we are beginning to build, I think, perhaps some kind of friendship soon.
For sure.
And that's about really the stuff. Nathan, he posted that he put a CryptoPunk on a cap, and I'm
Yeah.
always wearing cap, and I asked, hey, how do you do that? And he said, just give me the address of your CryptoPunk, and I'll give you the JPEG and the address where you can put it on. Just being super helpful,
Yeah.
and I think people don't forget that. So
Yeah.
when you CryptoPunks Discord, by the way, you get a lot of alpha there too. When you engage with people, when you're not always about short term and me, but long term and helping others, that's
Agree.
the secret
Totally
sauce
agree.
for getting everywhere in life, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just, and I think people, that are watching this and really want to get into that NFT space, definitely be prepared to lose sleep. This is a 24-hour job for real, like staying on top. And it's not even a job; it's just exciting, right?
It's
You
super
don't
exciting.
want to sleep. Like it's that kind of feeling that I haven't had since like I was young, playing video games all night on my computer online and meeting people online. It's just a whole different, like, I don't know what to compare it to. I really don't.
It's an addiction, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's an
it's a
addiction.
profitable addiction, lucrative
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So
It's a profitable
obviously,
addiction.
right?
Yeah.
Obviously. Cool. I think we should end it off with what tips you would give to new people, or maybe people that are already in this space, as far as investment mindset for NFTs.
Yeah, I just gave a lot of tips, I think,
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
really helpful. I think it's also good. I mean, that sounds a little bit selfish, but I think it's good to follow you for the DeFi space. I think it's good to follow me on Twitter. My name is Warren himself, like Warren Buffett, and then
Yeah.
himself, or
I'll put it
at
in the description for sure.
at Nullinger, Nullinger, and just track wallets. Look what other people have in their wallet. Don't trust stuff like NFT Signal, where people are minting stuff into influencers' wallets, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think, oh, I have to ape in that, because most of the time that's not true. When you track wallets, be careful what people really bought themselves, and what kind of spam they got into
Yeah,
their
yeah.
wallet.
Very important.
That's what I still do today. I track wallets. I have people track my wallet, and as I said,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
now he's a friend. He said, I woke up every morning and looked up in your wallet what you bought, and I bought 1/3 of it, and that brought me from 30,000 to 1.5 million dollars.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
This
I
is
love it. Love
this
to
is
hear it.
cool. So check the communities, be helpful, be on Twitter, be on the right Discords, follow the right people, and just emerge into NFT land, because it's here to stay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 100% agree. Final question before we end this thing, and
Yeah.
you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but what would you estimate your NFT collection is worth right now?
That's why we are building the NFT portfolio, because I want
Yeah.
to see and check that
Yeah.
every day. I think it's
Exactly.
between $4 to $5 million.
Wow. Man, that's crazy. It's impressive. It's surprising, but at the same time, it's not surprising just because the space is so damn crazy.
Yeah.
Mike, thank you so much for coming on. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy watching this.
Thank you,
And
Chris.
I'll link Mike's Twitter in the description. He also, if you look behind him, he is a published author. So if you want to pick up his book,
It's here.
there it is right there. Yep. All right, Mike, thank you so much for coming on. And
Thank you, Chris.
we'll obviously stay in touch. So
Yeah, and one tip for you: if you are interested in DeFi, there's one person to follow, and that's the DeFi Donut Chris. And I'm not saying that because I'm on here; it's just because it's the effing truth.
appreciate that, man. Appreciate that so much.